You got me open and I keep bleeding, I keep bleeding, love. I keep bleeding, I keep.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to another great episode on the Hope and Renewal podcast. This is where faith meets real life and hard truth is held with compassion. Again, this is your favorite host, Antonio Banks. I want to thank you for tuning in, and I hope and pray that this message touches your heart. And if it does, that you do not keep it to yourself, but you do share it with somebody else. Today's episode is called Think Before You Speak. Now, before we get started, I do want to say this. I do not want you to think I am trying to tell anybody what to say, because we are all grown. But what the Hope and Renewal podcast is saying is this, is that words carry weight. They can lift someone up or tear them down, open a door or slam it shut. Now, this isn't about silencing anyone, but it is about pausing long enough to recognize the power in what we say. Because once words leave our mouths, we can't take them back. The reminder is simple. When we choose our words wisely, we choose peace over regret and healing over harm. Now let's get started. I remember growing up when my mom used to say, think before you speak, because you can't take back what you've said. At the time, I brushed it off as just another one of those parental sayings. But as life went on, I realized she was giving me a principle that could save relationships, prevent regret, and change the way we live. See, today we want to talk about weight of the words and how the Bible reminds us of that power and what it means to use them wisely. See, the reason I say that words have power is because in Proverbs 18:21 it says this, the tongue has the power of life and death. And that's not just exaggeration, that's actually being truthful. Think about it for a second. The way someone speaks to you can either lift your spirit or crush it. Some of us are still carrying words we heard 10, 20, maybe even 30 years ago. And at the same time, we can probably remember an encouraging word that gave us strength when we need it the most. So let me pause for a moment, and I want you to think about this. What's one encouraging word someone spoke over your life that you still carry today? And on the flip side, what's a hurtful word you wish you could forget? Those examples show the lasting power of words. It's easy to think before we speak when life is calm. But what about when emotions are high? When we're angry, frustrated, or defensive? That's when words slip out like bullets. I cannot count how many times I've replayed a conversation in my head, wishing I could snatch it back, what I said, but life doesn't give us a rewind button. That's why I believe my mom's advice matters so much, because the words you speak that in that heated moment could be the last words someone ever hears from you. There's a story in Luke 9 that drives this home. Jesus and his disciples were traveling through a Samaritan village, and the people rejected him. James and John, known as the sons of thunder, weren't about to let that slide. They asked Jesus, Lord, do you want us to call fire down from heaven to destroy them? Luke chapter 9:54. Can you imagine that rejection? And they were ready to wipe the whole village off the map. But Jesus says this, rebuke them. His mission wasn't to destroy people, it was to save them. Their passion was real, but it was misdirected. We may not be calling literal fire from the sky, but our fire today pours out our mouths, our posts, our texts, and our comment sections. One careless remark, one sarcastic jab, one angry tweet, and we can scorch someone's spirit in seconds. We live in a world where it's easier to destroy someone's reputation than to have a real conversation. Easier to label them than to listen to them. And when we do that, we're not reflecting Jesus, we're reflecting the sons of thunder. Here's the real question. Before we speak, before we post, before we react, are we building people up or tearing them down? Ephesians chapter 4:29 says this, "Do not let any unwholesome talk come out of your mouths, but only what is helpful for building others up according to their needs." Words are tools, and every time we use them, we're either constructing something that lasts or demolishing something God was trying to build. So think of this, and I want to close with this. Think of your closest relationships, your spouse, your kids, your friends. Do your words build them up, or have they been tearing away at something fragile? So I want to challenge you today and think before you speak. Pause before you post. Ask yourself, will these words bring life, or will they bring death? Will they reflect Jesus or just my emotions? Because one day the words you speak may echo in someone's heart long after you're gone. So make sure those echoes are words of life. This week, let's commit together. No careless words, no reckless fire, only words that build, heal, and give hope. Remember what my mother said? Think before you speak, because you can't take back what you said. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode today on the Hope and Renewal podcast. If this message encouraged you, please share it with someone who needs the reminder. Until next time, speak life, live with love, and hold on to hope.
Is there? And if you hear this and then go on bend your back, go on bend your knees, baby, shake it to the max.